How you doing? I normally like to pace around. Can you hear me okay? You can't hear me at all. Is it really working? No. I'm gonna sit, oh man, this is like really low. There, now I can pretend like I'm a rock and roll singer. That'll scare everybody. So, thank you Palm Springs High School for raising all that money for rain. That was very impressive and very well deserved. And some of you guys might not even have been here last year if you're freshmen now, but you totally get the credit. So you feel very good about yourselves. What I'm going to talk about is how I'm not supposed to have the life I have right now, how I wound up writing books for you guys, and why people yell at me and call me a pornographer. It's awesome. Yes. And then I'll leave time at the end for questions. If you need to fall asleep, please fall asleep. Because it's really hard being a teenager, and you're almost towards the end of the semester, and yeah, right? And you're tired, and you need a nap. And I will not be offended at all. If you snore, I might make fun of you, but probably not, because you guys raised all that money for my favorite charity, so you totally have a pass for me. So, yeah. If you do stay awake, some of you, I would appreciate it if some people could stay awake. That would be nice. So, anyway, I'm not supposed to be here, and it always freaks out my teachers when they find out that I do this. Because when I was a little kid, I had a hard time learning how to read. Everybody else in the class was like turning the pages, and because I switch letters around when I read. So my teachers figured that out finally, and they sent me to a special reading teacher for a couple years, and finally I figured out how to read. It was really awesome. I understood what everybody was so excited about. But the other thing I had problems with when I was a little kid is I didn't speak very clearly. I had a stutter, which I still have sometimes, and I messed up pronouncing S's and V's. So I loved it though, because so I had two teachers that would pull me out of class. I had my reading support teacher and my speech teacher, right? So they would come, and they were always the cute young teachers, and they'd knock on the door, and their little cute heads would come around, and they'd do that. And I was always sitting in the back of the room because I'm very tall, and I hated school. Because especially when I didn't know how to read, it was just like, why am I even here? And I would sit in the back row, and I would daydream. If there's anything I think about my personality that helped make me into an author, it's that I was blessed with a very vivid imagination. And so I would sit in the back of the room, and I had all these movies going on in my head that I was making up. And it was so exciting when those little teachers would come and pull me out for reading support and speech support, because it got me out of the classroom. The other thing I struggle with is that I have a very short attention span. So having to sit in a chair for like an hour at a time, and not being able to pace back and forth with this microphone. It's just like, oh, you know, moving is essential to who I am. But anyways, I had super patient teachers and magnificent library. I went to public schools, and we had a great library in my elementary school.